Welcome to episode 7 of the BMW then. Today is part 2 of the fuel tank. Now then, this is a completely sort of new level for me. I'm mega out of my depth. I can quite happily pull something apart and put it back together all day, but when it comes to treating metal, I've never had to do it in my life. So there's the front and the back that needs dealing with. There's a lot of rust. I don't know how far in it goes, but what I've got is, to start off, I've got little abrasive wheels. They're like Scotch-Brite type material. Just spin them really fast against the surface and hopefully take off the majority of that rust.
Now I tried to make some progress with the green wheel, but that didn't work, so I moved on to the brown wheel, but that didn't work either.
So I went online, done a nice bit of shopping and got myself something that will take away the rust nice and easily. So with my new Dremel and my assortment of wiry wheels, I'm now able to get this thing to the shine that it should be, not the polished turd that the Scotch-Brite wheels were making it.
Now naturally these things started to make progress straight away, but not as quick as I'd liked. And because of how cheap they were, they started firing off the little parts of the wires against me like little projectiles, some of them sticking in my leg and in my hands. So I had to change tactics and go for the little bit of emery cloth on the sandpaper attachment. And as you can see there, we got some nice sparks and dust coming off because that thing is tearing through that and getting through to the nice shiny metal nice and easy.
So this is where we're at the minute then. It's a little bit more shiny than it was. It's very pitted. Same on the back. The back's a lot better to be fair, but you can see it's all pitted in there. And like a bit underneath there that I can't quite get to just yet. So I've got to go manual on that. But progress, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be fair. So I'm just going to keep going at it. Now it's looking a lot better than what it was earlier on. It's silver for starters, but the only thing is it's really pitted. So I've been getting this little burr thing in there to try and get the rust out of the little pits, and it's worked a lot. I've also used it within the sort of grooved area of the little filler there. I'm not like 100% happy with it, but I think it's all I can do with the equipment that I've got. Obviously I'd love to have a little bit of like a sandblaster to get in there, but unfortunately I haven't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smooth it over with some wet and dry next, and then start to spray it up and get it back into the tank.
So after a bit of sanding and using an ingenious method of hanging it from the garage door, I got into the spraying.
So I've laid this up using the rust inhibiting paint, and it looks much better than that rusty finish that it had originally. Now obviously, well not obviously, this is the first time I've really sprayed anything up, so I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. But I think the ultimate finish for this will be electroplating, and that's something I'm going to look into for the future. But just to let you know, this isn't going to be the finished product. This will in the future be changed to an electroplated surface, so this will come out again at some point. But in the meantime, this is going to go back into the tank. I'm going to start off then by sticking a new O-ring on this. I've used the O-ring with a little bit of white grease, so that should hopefully sit better. Last a bit longer, I don't quite know. And then I've got to try and feed these pipes out into the left so they follow down to where the assembly comes out. That fits in there nice and snug, like so, and I'm pleased with that. Now, I didn't have much time to clean this one up. I did give it a bit of a cleaning on the back, but to be fair, it's not really done a lot. So this is going to go in line the holes up. There's no need for any new screws because the ones that are in it are in actually pretty good condition. So that's that part complete. Now it's time to flip it over and put the fuel pump assembly in. As I mentioned in the last video then, they've got a new O-ring for this one. Again, this one's been greased up as well. Ready to sit where it should sit. And now it's a case of looking for the groove on the side there. That matches up to over there. I'm going to slide these in. Just to note then, the groove for the fuel pump assembly just sits facing the little housing there, and then once you've done that and you've got it in the right place, get your new bolts on.
So unfortunately the file is corrupted for this part of the video to bring it to an end. So I'll just say thank you very much for watching, and I'll explain a bit more about the tank in the next one.